what are some things that you would say were pros? What did you like about us separating the labor and the supplies out?
Well, for me, my whole thing was just the whole getting over on you type of thing. So, just being able to buy all the
Supplies.
supplies, ourselves, we was able to see where every dollar went. So, the good thing about Lowe's, you don't have to be there with the contractor. I could just be sitting up there laid up in the bed. They'll call you, be like, "We got a phone order for you." You can just pay over the phone, and the contractor can get the stuff, get back to work. But go back to what you said, just being able to see where every dollar went, and
Because that's what counts when
yeah,
you're flipping a property.
yeah, because y'all thing is bookkeeping, bookkeeping, bookkeeping.
Hmm.
So just doing that, it helps with your bookkeeping, your budget tracker, just making sure you stay on track for your budget and everything. Yeah,
Because since you mentioned bookkeeping, if you are familiar or you've worked in corporate America, they consider that loss prevention, and they are on top of everything like a paperclip, a pencil, everything,
yeah,
and it cuts into the bottom line. So when you are able to oversee the supplies and what they buying, and like you said, whether they keeping the stuff, if they brought some paint and they didn't use but half the bucket, but then they taking it with them for the next project, that cuts into your bottom line. If you
right,
keep that bucket of paint and use it from house to house to house, that saves you money. So the bookkeeping is extremely important when you are flipping a property. This is, I think a lot of people, they kind of overlook it. They like, it's $50,000. I can just subtract that from the cost of the house. It's not that simple. It's not
yeah.
that simple.
And the thing about it too, like you said, using like a half a bucket of paint or whatever like that, when you just paying one upfront cost, when you don't separate the supplies from the labor, that's the stuff that they will be taking with them because they can always tell you like, we used it.
Yeah.
It's good to have an honest contractor too, like what we did with separating, the supplies from the labor. Everything we didn't use, he always put it to the side, tell us to go take it back to Lowe's or Home Depot, or we can store it and use it for our next project or whatever like that. But yeah, it pays to have a good honest contractor too as well.
Right. Check.